Alright, I think that's all the data we need for now. Bring in the suspect. Do you see any other people here, officer? Yes, bring in the suspect number 1. We don't need any other suspects. I'm sure this one knows everything. No, I won't need your help. I've got this. Go get some Starbucks or McDonald's, whatever. Just leave us alone, please. Thank you. Now, who do we have here? Looks like you're the one I've been looking for quite a while now. But just for confirmation, your full name? Alright, date of birth? Interesting. You look way younger. Your address? Mm-hmm. And how long have you been living there? And I haven't noticed you throughout that whole time. That's unusual. Why could that be? What's your occupation? I see. That could explain it. Yes, all the data seems to be matching. You're the right person in the right place. And if you'll cooperate with me, I'll make sure that will still be the case. You see, you're the main suspect in the proceeding that I've been conducting for a while. Oh, I can't tell you what crime has been committed yet, because if I did, you would start to think of ways of fooling me and hiding the truth. I don't want to force you to being honest. And trust me, I have my ways. So if manageable, let's go through this in the easiest way possible. You won't regret it. It was actually very hard for my team to track you down. Surprisingly, barely any people knew you. They couldn't give us any information about you. I think I know why. But either way, we've kept scanning the whole city for someone who matched the composite sketch until we found you. So now that you're here, I want you to answer my questions. Answer them all truthfully, and you'll be out of here in no time. I hope we won't make it harder than it should be. Are you ready? Alright then. Let me just remind you that whatever you say might be used against you, so choose your words. And the whole interrogation will be recorded for my own personal pleasure. Where were you on Monday at 4:23 p.m.? In the clothing store. For what reason? I know it might be obvious to go buy clothes in the clothing store, but who knows? Maybe you went straight to the dressing room to do something unusual. Because going straight to the restroom to do that would be suspicious. Well, if you were actually buying clothes, what exactly did you buy then? Alright, easy darling. I was just checking you. On the security cam footage we saw you did indeed took some clothes, exactly the ones you just described, tried them on in the dressing room, and bought them. You didn't take the receipt, which was taken by the cashier. She checked the purchase for us in the store's computer system, and that way we found your credit card credentials and who that credit card belonged to. That's how we tracked you down. Good job. You've been doing well telling truth so far. Let's continue our game then, shall we? On November 2nd, 2022, around 12:53 p.m., you were seen selling Christmas cards in the town square. The police couldn't give you a ticket because you technically didn't have any stand there. You were just walking around with a basket full of cards. You have actually sold some of them, and surprisingly, not to others, but mostly the teenagers and adults. That's quite unusual. Oh no, don't panic. I'm not gonna make you pay taxes for what you've earned or pay for a permit to sell stuff on the town square. My question is, why did you do that right after All Hallows Day? Couldn't you at least wait until December? For charity? Which one? Interesting. And these cards are all handmade? Huh. I must say you're pretty talented. Are you gonna keep making them? I bet they're selling like hotcakes. Oh, I'm sure. There must be something attracting the customers. And I have a feeling that's not just the beauty of the cards you make. Next question. On October 6th, 2022, around 6:47 p.m., you were seen in the shopping center dancing on the stage that was set up for a concert that was happening the next day, and entering that stage wasn't allowed. You also somehow connected your phone to the nearby speakers standing around the stage and played loud music through them to dance to that music. Oh no, that is totally okay. Your moves were actually quite awesome. I also enjoy the choice of wardrobe. The real question is, why did you stop? The shopping center security kicked you out. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And what was the reason for you dancing? Any special occasion, or did you just do it for fun? Interesting. Alright, the final question. It doesn't have to be the last one, but this one is definitely the most important one of all. This question will decide on whether you'll be going home or not. Now listen closely. How come you are so damn sexy? Oh, you heard me clearly, dear. I've been asking that question in my mind ever since I saw you for the first time. That was around 6 months ago. I was working on another case for the police. Some actual crime, don't ask. When I was finally on my break, I stepped into the nearby cafe to get some coffee and cookies. I thought nothing special was gonna happen for the rest of the day. And then, you came in. It was like seeing an angel. Or a naughty demon dressed like one. It depends on how you look at it. Your smile was so cheerful and warming. It seemed like you wouldn't leave until you'd make everyone happy just with your presence. Unfortunately, you left pretty quickly. All you got was a caramel macchiato. Before I managed to pull out my phone in order to take a picture of you, to have any evidence of you existing, you left the cafe. You were nowhere to be found. I wanted to ask the barista about you, but he left too. His shift was over before I finished my drink. Luckily, my mind couldn't get rid of you so quickly. Mostly because of one little detail I caught. You were hotter than your coffee. So since then, I've been trying to track you, to get any information about you. But like I said, it was very hard. I was able to see you every now and then, including the times I've already told you about. The times when you allegedly committed crimes. But to be honest, the biggest crime would be your look. Being that sexy must be illegal. Because the forbidden fruit tastes the sweetest. Why didn't I just come to you and ask you out? The answer is simple. Rule number 1 of any secret agent, police officer, detective, etc. Never fall in love. I don't really care about this rule, but my coworkers still might. I didn't want them to just see me casually talking to you. They would suspect something. So I had to find a way to get you here instead, making them think you're an actual suspect in a criminal case. Because you are. And I plead you guilty of making my heart beat like crazy. When I was observing you, spying, stalking, however you want to call it, I also saw and heard how kind you were to others. Always trying to help. Always trying to have fun. Always trying to enjoy life. And let others do the same. It was such a pleasure to not just look at you, but overall to be around you. So, do you confess to all of the actions I mentioned? Alright, that being so, case closed. Let's save that for later. The officer might come back any second. I sentence you to a date with me. I'll contact you where and when the conviction will take place. And I won't care if anyone else sees us. I'll keep the handcuffs though, just in case.